Hey everyone, it's Amy Nakos, and I am thrilled to be here today with my friend Peter Fatianow. Now, Peter is the owner and the vision behind the Zen Treehouse. And if you haven't heard of the Zen Treehouse, we have lots of information on the Zen Treehouse in the links below. Really cool, unique property. It's located in the mountains of Colorado near Denver. And I am going to have Peter introduce himself and share his vision behind the creation of the Zen Tree House. And then we're going to talk about an opportunity we have with it. So, Peter, hi, thanks for joining me.
Hi, thanks, Amy. Thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah.
So Peter Fatianow here. We have been in the real estate business, um, short-term rental focused, for a dozen years or so, and own about six short-term rentals right now in our portfolio, all luxury properties around the United States in Florida, Arizona, Colorado, and Montana. We're long in the tooth in this game. And, I do, primarily all of the management of the properties. And in with the case of the Zen Treehouse, I have a professional property manager helping me with this property as well, who focuses on mountain real estate, large luxury properties. So the vision for this. So we had always thought of building a house in the mountains, and uh, being in the short-term rental game for as long as we have, a number of years ago, saw the number one Airbnb property in the world, which was a treehouse in suburban Atlanta, Georgia. And this treehouse was built on a vacant lot next to the owner's house in suburban Atlanta. And it was very cute, two rooms with a little swing bridge in between, and about 3 feet off the grounds, but no amenities. And if you wanted to use the bathroom, you had to go into the person's house to use the bathroom. And but super cool, and people loved it. And I thought, wow, this is a unique property. Maybe we can do something in Colorado, but much more high end than that. So we started on this journey, talking with engineers and architects about this idea of building a luxury, quote unquote, treehouse. And so we started roughing out some, sketch concepts of what this looks like, and kind of really modeled after a house in Montana outside of Flathead Lake. Uh, Same kind of like large windows, slanted roof that, made the windows and the view really big. And that one was not like a stilt house necessarily, but it was, I love the design and the exposed beams and so forth. So that's where we started. Then, after about 6 months or so of sketching out some things, we said, okay, now we got to find a lot. And so we found, after a lot of searching, a steep lot that had spectacular views of Deer Creek Valley and the mountains and the trees, and it was just gorgeous. And so, hard to build on, but it was perfect for us. And it was, depending on where you come from, if you're downtown Denver, it's like an hour. If you're on the west side of Denver, it's like 45 minutes to get to. And so it's really great location, fantastic views. And so we started the building process. So we got a builder, and the building process took probably close to 3 years to get done. After about a year of working with the architect, with the now that we had the land, on what they needed to do to build this. And there's about 26 caissons, that hold the house up, steel beams. So it was a lot of unusual construction for Colorado. I know in California they have a lot of these stilt houses, but very unusual for Colorado. And the fact that the whole house sits on these steel beams, not a portion of it really is attached to the land, and you access it through a bridge. So very dramatic. We actually had two kind of master builders, carpenters that put every nail, every screw, touched every piece of wood. And that's probably why that is why it took so long to construct, even after the steel was up, the steel foundation. Because, these guys, they're craftsmen, and the house is built to an exacting standard, and to last an exceptionally long time. So, yeah, so that was the building process, which, I do have a Zen Treehouse YouTube channel if you want to look at all the videos I've taken over the building process component. Amy will put a link in the description below. And so we finally got the house open, and we had some YouTubers that stayed there. Kara and Nate also linked down below on their video. They were the first guests we had. It was actually before we were 100% finished. But and it was in the middle of winter, so a little chilly. But I love their comment that and if you don't know them, they have like 3 or 4 million subscribers. They do travel and experience videos. And Kara said, if we have had the opportunity to buy and live in one house for the rest of our lives, this one would be it. So great kudos from them. And the other thing that Amy will put in the link below is a link to the Airbnb listings. I think we have 120 some odd 5-star reviews, but more than the stars, I think it's important for you to read and go through all the commentary from all the guests that we've had, because that will provide so much background and information about the experience of being there. It's much different than seeing it, in a picture or even seeing it on a video. The experience of being there is really something special. And that's why we called it the Zen Treehouse, because it is something special in Colorado. It's one of a kind in beautiful Colorado, where whether you're there in the winter, the fall, the spring, or the summer, you're going to have a fantastic time, and you're going to feel like you're in the country, but close to the city. You've got amenities, restaurants and shops, and everything you need nearby. But you feel like you're really away from it all, above the trees, in luxury. And it is very therapeutic for us. We try to get up as much as we can. So that's a little bit about the house. And there you go.
Yeah. So this house has a lot of love, a lot of attention to detail. And I can vouch that Peter and his wife, Delinda, are very well-traveled world travelers, have stayed in many different places. And so they have put their own personal touches in this home, which makes it luxury, exclusive, and very comfortable and unique. So moving on to what the opportunity is right now. I think if you're watching this video and you haven't gone and actually looked at the listing or looked at the website or looked at the house, you should pause this and go look to see what we're talking about. We're not going to embed pictures and, do a whole marketing piece on what the house is, but you can trust us that it's fantastic, or you can go look at the pictures for yourself. But what has been born out of this, what I would like you to talk about for a little bit is tell me about the process of Airbnb with this home and the success you've had with it, and the idea to now share the opportunity. In Quartershares, we're doing selling 3 additional shares. Peter will keep 1 share. The Zen Treehouse will keep 1 share, and then we're selling 3 additional shares of this home to share with other people. So first, how the Airbnb is functioning, and then number 2, what the opportunity is.
Perfect. So we have, since day one, listed it on Airbnb and Vrbo. Primarily, almost all of our bookings come from Airbnb. And that's where I would definitely say also look at the pictures, look at the description, look at the reviews on Airbnb as well as the listing. There's a lot of great information there as well. The house has done exceptionally well since day one. Kara Nate's video absolutely helped. Just this summer of 2024, in July, August issue of Colorado Homes and Lifestyle magazine, we were featured. We will be getting some national press in USA Today travel section in February of 2025. So there is a lot of interest in it because of the uniqueness of the property. And so that makes it a great rental property. So, in terms of, the rental revenue, our gross bookings per year are roughly around $200,000, which is pretty significant for an Airbnb. Um, and the typical, when we look at Airbnb, existing Airbnb properties to buy, or even to look at, or maybe to invest in, the rule is kind of like 8 to 10% of the purchase price should be the booking revenue, and so we're at the high end of that for this property, and so it produces a good income. We get to stay in it. It has about a 72% occupancy rate, so there's plenty of time to enjoy it without impacting the rental revenue. And so it's a great use case for us, and that's why we have these other properties around the United States so that we can go there, we can stay there, and there's no additional checks out of pocket because the rental income for these properties, not just Zen Treehouse, but the other ones, more than cover the operating costs and then also provide some income. So we love this business. We in conjunction with our property manager, we have developed a good way of communicating with guests and managing the guest stays and all the necessary operating functions that a house like this needs. So it's running really, really well. And the opportunity, we wanted to do a couple of things. We wanted to offer up 3 additional shares in this house, with us keeping one because we have so many homes. We like to stay at all of them around the course of the year, and there's just not enough time for us to get up there as much as we wanted when we started this project 5 or 6 years ago, because we've collected more houses since then. And so we thought, man, this is great because it's a very unique opportunity to own a kind of trophy property in Colorado. And Colorado real estate's fantastic. A lot of people moving to the state will continue to do that. I think the real estate dynamic in Colorado is very good, especially for investment properties and mountain properties and unique properties like this. I think that there's a great opportunity to make a great investment and in a property that is very unique. Bring your friends and family, spend some time in Colorado, enjoy it, and enjoy it with knowing that you've got a good investment and that the property kind of covers all your ongoing maintenance and operation expenses. And yeah, that's how we look at it. And I think this opportunity for those people that are looking for also something like this is fantastic.
So you've done the hard work already.
Yeah.
So many times people coming into a property and they want to turn it into an Airbnb. The legwork on that is, if you've never done it before, there's a huge learning curve. And even if you have done it before, there's a lot of work that needs to happen. You guys are pros, but this one has been up and running for how long now?
Nearly 3 years.
Nearly
Yeah.
3 years. So this is an established property. And you mentioned to me before that the repeat customers, the repeat renters are a high volume of your occupants.
Yeah, of all the properties that we have, I'd say, the Zen Treehouse has the most repeat guests. We have people that have come back 3 and 4 and 5 times over the course of that time. And so, it is something special. And I think that's why I keep pointing to the reviews, because you'll read kind of how special it is. It's not just another house. It's not just another big mountain house. It's not just another, luxury place. There's something really special about it, that people keep coming back to and book it for, significant amounts of money to have this experience. And they come from all over the world. There are people that come from, out of the country, from Europe, from Canada, from just all over, that are coming to Colorado, and incorporating a Zen Treehouse stay in their Colorado vacation plan. So it's kind of impressive to us as to how many people outside of the state of Colorado come here and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk a little bit about the more specifics of the opportunity, because when you and I first started talking about this, I'm no stranger to partial shares. And a partial share that we've normally seen in Summit County in the mountains of, the Central Rockies in ski resort area is we'll have a quarter share, but people own 1 week per month. And as we were talking about this opportunity with the Zen Treehouse, we thought it might not fit as well because the quarter share opportunity for people, they should have longer stints of time where they can use the house rather than 1 week. And it wouldn't break up the rentals so much. So in our conversations, we ended up, you came up with the idea, let's do 1 month chunks of time. And every owner of the partial share will own 3 months of the year, but it will rotate every 4 months. So I'm going to see if I can share my calendar here. We can share the calendar so we can show it to people. So this is the concept of, well, let me see, allow.
Yeah, and while you're getting that up and going, I'll just give some color commentary on that. So
Sure.
what we, as I mentioned earlier, obviously we have a real 4 seasons here in Colorado, and we thought, gosh, every owner should be able to experience, the 3 of the 4 of those seasons and then rotate around. So like the way we thought about this was, okay, owner 1 would get January, owner 2 would get February, owner 3 would get March, and owner 4 would get April, and then owner 1 would get May, and so forth. And that way you get to have the opportunity to come out 3 times a year and experience different seasons, and that, in the following year, then that shifts a month, so that over the course of 4 years, you've actually got the opportunity to stay there every month of the year, every 4 years. So you really get to experience what it's like in the winter, what it's like in the fall, spring, and obviously summer is really high season as well.
So my computer says it's sharing the screen. Maybe it is on the recording, maybe it's not. If it's not, it's in the link below. We'll share the
Yeah.
calendar with you. But if it is, you can actually see the 4 different ownerships in 4 different colors. And so this is just a great snapshot to say, if I were to buy a partial share, if I were to be a co-owner in this property, these would be the months I would get over a 4-year time period.
Right.
So I think it's really unique. I think it's clever. Somebody could come out for the entire month if they wanted. And for the investors who are buying this as a pure investment, you don't have to use the property. You can keep your entire month in the rental pool, or you can split up the time. So I want to talk a little bit about the legal structure. I'm going to stop the share on the calendar for right now and know that it's in the link below. But so when this structure was set up, the concept that you wanted to capture was that people could use a 1031 exchange. And for those of you who don't know what 1031 exchanges are, we'll have information in the links below. But this is if you are selling an investment property and looking to reinvest the proceeds into another investment property, you do not pay the capital gains taxes on that. It defers the capital gains taxes. So these partial shares that we have in this legal structure allows for an investor to come in with 1031 exchange funds and purchase one of these shares, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so they're set up as tenant in common ownerships within a partnership. So we are looking for people who may have a 1031 exchange. They just sold an investment property, and maybe they don't want to go buy a strip mall, and maybe they don't want to go buy a Walgreens or whatever other commercial properties people go to purchase. They're kind of boring, right? You're just reinvesting your money in another commercial property. Now, it is generating cash flow, which is why you do it. But sometimes people have maybe leftover 1031 funds, or maybe they have a smaller amount of 1031 funds. We're in the mid 6 figures, that it's not enough to go place it into the properties that are available. Right. So I don't know if you have any more color on that, but I think this is just a fantastic opportunity for anybody looking for a 1031 exchange who wants returns, because we are generating returns on this property, along with ownership in a Colorado property, which we've seen great appreciation over the years, plus the ability to have a vacation home.
Exactly. And you stated it perfectly right on the 1031 side of things. And but it is a different kind of investment property in that unlike a timeshare where you put a bunch of money in and you have ongoing maintenance fees and you get limited time and at the end of those 20 or 30 years, however long your contract is, you actually own exactly nothing. Here you've got the opportunity to be able to actually own a piece of Colorado real estate in a luxury, unique vacation property that is performing exceptionally well. We think it's going to continue to perform exceptionally well in the future, and there'll be price appreciation. And basically, we've got the property priced at what it costs to build and furnish and kind of get set up. So we think that it's fairly priced and a great opportunity to get in on the ground floor on a very unique opportunity in the real estate world right now.
Yeah, and the returns that it's generating are after the expenses, and we know that because we've already had 3 years of proof of this. And so that includes the expenses for you to continue to manage this as a superhost and to keep the reviews and to keep the sites so that it can continue to be such a successful short-term rental.
Yeah, and keep it maintained as it needs to be maintained. So,
Yeah.
we don't skimp on what we need to do to keep the property a five-star property. So, all the things that it needs, it gets. So, we make sure that it is comfortable, clean, all in good working order, and everything is working great. And so, over the last two and almost 3 years, there's been things that we've learned about the property, things that we've, had to tweak and adjust and do to it that have kind of been one-off. Let's put a lot more storage shelving in the storage units in the garage to organize all the back stock and everything like that. We built the glamping tent outside for, an amazing summer, kind of late spring to early fall, and all through the summer experience that guests really love, and we that's increased the demand for the summer bookings, late fall, late spring, early fall, and summer bookings because now it expands out to a 3 bedroom, and they got this amazing glamping tent experience on the property. So we've done a lot of kind of one-off things, and so we feel that the property right now is fully seasoned in that there are no other big one-time things that we have to do. All of them are done, and there'll be minor maintenance things going forward, but there's a lot of like one-off things that have happened over the last few years, other improvements that we've made that kind of flow through our P&L that I don't think are going to be there going forward because we've, like I said, it's seasoned. It's where it needs to be right now.
Well, good. Do you have any other thoughts you want to add to this before we wrap up?
Well, I just encourage you to take a look at the Airbnb listing, um, make an appointment to go see it. If you just go by what the pictures are in the video and the reviews, that's one thing, but you really got to get up there and really experience what it's like and feel it. And I think you'll fall in love with it because it is something so unique. So appreciate you giving the opportunity to take a look at it. And if you have any question, Amy and her team can get you squared away for sure.
Absolutely. And maybe you just need a vacation. Book some nights at the Zen Treehouse, and
Right.
then
Exactly.
you can see for yourself, right? Well,
Right.
Peter, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that we have brought some interest and some clarity to what this really unique co-ownership opportunity is, and looking to help investors or people who are interested in owning Colorado resort real estate, but maybe not wanting to buy a whole house. So
Right.
further questions, if you please reach out to me and my team. All of the links, everything we've discussed is in the information below. And we look forward to hearing from you.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
You bet. Thanks.